Hey folks, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Saurabh Pol. Welcome to Polke Bowl. Today I'm going to talk about Manchester United's horrible 2024-2025 season, right? So today is like the 26th of May, and I would say today is um, one day after United season got over. I would say we defeated Aston Villa 2-0, and for the first time in a long time, I think we won. And more importantly, for the first time in a long time, when we won, I didn't feel anything because this Manchester United team is probably one of the worst I've ever seen. And unfortunately, we keep saying that every season, and this season is no different. The last time we won the Premier League was in 2013. The last time we were a serious football club, I would say, was 2017-18. I think that was the last time we were actually a serious contender. Just Manchester City was just better than everyone else, and they were the best team in the world. So they did what they did, right? But if you look at like United right now, they like the 2018 version would ship like five past us right now, and we considered the 2017-2018 version to be garbage, if anyone remembers, right? So I don't know what to say. I mean, many of you are like, hey, are you going to watch the Europa League final? I watched the Europa League final. It was probably one of the worst football games I've seen in my entire life. And it was not a United game, the one of the worst, top three worst football games I've ever seen. Like, just like, wow, what am I watching? This is horrible. This is like, I kid you not, like, I have like, in the Colony 11, I have like people with whom I play football myself, and we are all amateurs, right? We go out there, we go to the turf book hota hai, and वहाँ पे जाके we play football once in a while. And the quality of football there was better than the quality of football in the Europa League that we saw. I mean, there was not a single moment I felt okay. I was watching two elite teams fight it out, or two half decent teams fight it out. I think Tottenham finished 18th, 17th in the Premier League. They were lucky not to get relegated. Another team lucky not to get relegated was Manchester United. I think we finished 15th. Like, wow. Our worst ever Premier League finish. Uh, and this is the closest we have gotten to getting relegated in like good like 60 years. I think 50 years, I would say. 1970 mein hue the ek baar. I think 1970-71. And, it's just, uh, it's surreal because I was like, okay, we are not winning, we are not winning, we are not winning. But it was just like, okay, at this point, I'm like, okay, let's start from the basics. Let's play good football. Let's just play decent football. Ki do pass you string together and you know what you're doing type of a thing, right? I have I keep saying this in every video about United. I've seen Burnley play better football than Manchester United. And I have no idea why this happens. I have no idea how this happens that we can't coach even half the team to play well together. Like 10 outfield players, out of the 10 outfield players, 5 players also don't know how to string two passes together. If Bruno Fernandes has a good day, we win. If he has a bad day, we lose, which is exactly what happened in the Europa League. Without Bruno Fernandes, we are just we are relegation fodder, and that is exactly what we saw this year. We saw Eric Ten Hag get fired in November and October, November. And I'm telling you, this the biggest mistake we made was we kept him on after the FA Cup. We should have dumped him last year once the FA Cup was won. We should have been ruthless and we should have just let him go. Just that whole thing about firing a Dutch coach after winning an FA Cup, that kind of history played against us. Um, we should have, what we did with Louis Van Gaal. I think there was a lot of baggage over there. This is a club which I don't recognize anymore, and there is a huge element, a huge element of something toxic about it, of something rotten about it, and worse yet, I somewhere feel a little cursed about it. I hate to say this because I see Mason Greenwood, joint top scorer in the French league, in the Uber Eats league. That's what it's called, right? You have Anthony playing some of the best football of his life the moment he leaves for Real Betis. McTominay is the Serie A Player of the Year. You have Lukaku, who has won the Serie A the second time in like 2-3 years, because I think he was in Inter also, he won over there. And now he's over there in Napoli. He won over there. I am, and this was something which we made fun of Arsenal. If anyone remembers, if you guys are young enough, old enough, you would remember Arsenal was that club that when anyone, even today, it is that club that whenever anyone leaves Arsenal, they end up doing much better. And at United, I have seen this. Like I'm finding it very even. I would say one person. Many people say, "Oh, he played well." I don't think he played well at all. Was Marcus Rashford? Marcus Rashford went to Aston Villa in the middle of the year. A couple of years ago, Ronaldo left the club in the middle of the year. I think Jadon Sancho left the club in the middle of the year this year. And we have had such horrible, horrible man management that has happened in the last 4 5 years. There was a time where United was like, hey, you know what? We are, not playing well, but at least we are good together as a team, as a club, it's fine. But I think there's something rotten about the club. There is something which nobody knows what's up. But anytime you go over there, you feel कुछ तो गड़बड़ है. यहाँ पे कुछ तो खराब है कि कोई भी आता है किसी का नहीं जमता है. That is my challenge, right? That is exactly my challenge. And I don't know for how long are we going to beat the drum of being the biggest club in the world and so on and so forth, because the club captured so many fans in the 90s and early 2000s and even 2010s, that mid 2000 until 2013, 14, 15, there were so many United fans. Like you just had to be a United fan, right? Because, and that is why they were called glory hunters. I think if you have been a fan of United for the last 10 years, forget 10 years, like last 5 years, you should be given a medal. How are you a glory hunter all this while? I have lost love in terms of, I've fallen out of love in football, from football, like football as a sport. Because I'm like, bro, I can't, like, this is a club that cannot be taken seriously. This is a club that doesn't give a fuck about its fans. I mean, it is Monday, 11 p.m. India time, and I'm talking shit about Manchester United. Forget giving me joy. That club gives me stress. Like, I'm like, what is going on? Like, can you not string two passes together? That's my challenge, right? See, you have clubs like Arsenal, City who play very good football. And, people say Liverpool also play good football. I don't think so. I think Liverpool are very lucky. They have some very good players. As a club, as an institution, Liverpool is probably the best run club in the world. One of the worst runs club in the world are like Barcelona, I would say Manchester United, obviously. But somewhere even Barcelona, despite being a Kangal, Garib, Bhikari club, is able to win the La Liga. These people have had to sell the grass of the Camp Nou, and they have to fucking, they have Lamine Yamal out of somewhere coming along. The young players that we have, like Garnacho and all, like, Mason Greenwood and all, they have the worst attitudes of all time. And they are somehow, lose their way in life. They just don't know how to play. And, how is it that the youngsters of other teams like Cole Palmer and others, they have a straight set of head on their shoulders, and all the youngsters at United, their head is always in space. Does our club not know how to manage young people? And why is everyone always getting injured all the time? See, that is my challenge, right? I'm like, okay, you can keep ranting about United till it's 11 p.m. tomorrow. It's not going to change anything. The reality is what happens next. Amorim, when I was watching that game, he's been here 6 to 7 months. I can't see a single coaching element that is exhibited in the football that we play. Sir, आप क्या coaching कर रहे हो? He's United head coach now, mind you. Now United doesn't have managers anymore. We have the head coaches, and it is like, hey, now we have a proper corporate structure and so on and so forth. It's no longer the days of Sir Alex that one man runs everything. My point is, okay, what exactly has he done then? Where exactly is the coaching? We honestly could have finished top 6, top 7 this year if he would have just played properly. See, also, like, we end up, why do we fucking buy idiots, like, who, like, we buy proper flops, man. You look at Hoyland, like Rasmus Hoyland has been such a horrible flop. And why do we continue with them? Why don't we just bench them the moment they are not working? जिस लगा दो यार कोई एकेडमी का बंदा आगे. कितना गंदा खेलता है रास्मस हॉयलैंड. Like, so many games We could have had, like, like the expected goals are 3, 2, 1.5, 2.5, and we have scored 0 because Hoyland just doesn't know how to shoot. He cannot get in the right places. He can't dribble. He gets pushed off the ball. He's just useless. Like, Emi Martinez got a red card the other day because he bumped into, like an idiot. He tackled Rasmus Hoyland. The United fans were like, the biggest idiot in the world is Martinez. He thought that Hoyland was going to score. And we were apparently told that, hey, we are buying a mini Haaland. Like, is that a joke? Is that a joke? It's like comparing a Chetak scooter, to a fucking Ferrari. Like, just have some common sense. At this point, I would say United fans also have, like, lost their touch of arrogance. It's just it's a good thing. It was long time coming, but I just hope we don't lose hope. Because this is what the club has brought us down to. At this point, we are at key faith, belief, श्रद्धा, हम उसी पे आ गए अभी. Because I don't think we as a club have any game plan. And I also feel we are, dropping and shedding all the bad luck that we have accumulated over the years. All the bad karma we have accumulated over the years is coming out. That is the only way. Because what happened with Mason Greenwood, that really impacted me. Because I was like, he was literally one of the best players in the world, like top 3 best young players in the world, sorry. And I was like, bro, can you imagine how amazing this guy is going to be? Like, we had our own Lamine Yamal, and he ends up doing what he ends up doing. And my question is, how come there is no one in the club who's taking care of these kids? Why does Garnacho have to, have an attitude that makes him think he's already Cristiano? I'm just not able to understand, right? Like, I mean, I'm just not able to understand. We have no control over the players. We have no understanding of how to, we don't media train them. There is nothing that is going on. So I don't know. And okay, all our competitors are far ahead of us, frankly. We have lost $100 million worth of potential revenue because we are no longer in any European competition, not even the Conference League. So at this point of time, I personally feel that United, it's a good thing next year that we are not playing any Europe. We should be like, okay, let's honestly learn how to play football. Let's just string 2 passes together, then 4 passes together, then 6 passes together. I think that should be the way to go, yeah, because I don't see any other way to go. City are not going to sit quiet next year. Liverpool are doing very well. Then you have this idiot Arteta doing well with Arsenal, to be very frank. They play decent football. As far as I have known Arsenal my entire life, they have lacked the killer instinct and nothing else has changed. Men versus boys, absolutely. They play the prettiest football in a lot of ways, but when push comes to shove, Arsenal are shit. They don't have a winner's mentality, right? But if you look at a Liverpool, Chelsea, City, they have winners in their club. United though have straight up losers, like they're disgraces. Except for, like, I would say Bruno Fernandes, I don't think there is anyone in the club who deserves to be there. And if they get offers, I think we should clear house. I can't believe that Lindelof was at United for almost 9 to 10 years. Victor Lindelof should have been binned in 2 years flat. Standards have fallen big time, big time. And then you have, you have players like, I think, Phil Jones was there for 10, 11 years for some reason. There's something really rotten at the club. Like, there is a lack of common sense management. We should be kicking out people within one year. We have racked up massive wages, and you have, youth club legends like, Carrington legends like Rashford. Rashford is a Carrington legend, whether you like it or not. He's a shit player at this point, but he's a Carrington legend. He was supposed to be our guy. He was our messiah for, like, he was supposed to be that guy who's leading us back to glory. Like homegrown and all of that. What happened? What happened? Like, what happened to Marcus Rashford? Where is he? So that's the thing. That's exactly which I am finding incredible at this point. That everywhere the luck runs out. Like, you can even say ki Sancho was from City, youth setup and all of that, and he was like Dortmund and all, not proven in England. I can understand, but how can we mess up Rashford and Greenwood and Garnacho? I mean, back to back to back, we have messed all three of them up. I don't get it. How much better do you want the players to get? And here's the funniest part: Garnacho has had more goals and assists this year than last year, and you would consider him to be a failure who's being shipped out. This is unbelievable. He has a very bad attitude. He deserves to be kicked out. But why do these people and their attitudes become so bad? The young people, because at this point, the only way United are going to come up is with young people. I don't think we are going to do it with established stars. They're not going to join us. Okay, we got Matthew Dekuna who's joining us. I hope he does well. That's all I'll say. We need to ship everyone who's getting an offer. Anyone and everyone who's being sold, who can be sold, should be sold, except for Bruno Fernandes. Andre Onana is someone who's still at the club for some reason. No other big club would continue to persist with that failure. Why have we done this? We accepted defeat with Rashford, Sancho, and Anthony. Middle of the year, we are like, nikal jao. Why can't we do that with Onana? Even Binder is bad. Binder is bad. Like, he should be in Binder. Why is he in Old Trafford? I don't get it. Like, this is so इन योर फेस कि नहीं है, ये आदमी को नहीं होना चाहिए at United. Why do we persist? What do we think is going to happen? That अचानक से they'll wake up one day and become better? No, they have proven time after time they're not good enough for United. Forget United, यार. You should ask yourself, are they good enough for an Aston Villa or a Newcastle? They're not. Those clubs won't take them. Why are we doing this? These guys are so bad. When you know, okay, they're not working out, ship. United should adopt a hire, slow, fire fast process. Our problem is we hire fast, we fire slow. That is the challenge. I think that is the only way we are going to improve. I mean, I don't know what else to say. The Europa League game was so bad. This entire Premier League was really bad. Our competition is way ahead of us. I haven't seen anything from Ruben Amorim that says that he's coached the team a little bit at least. I don't know what is happening in the training. And for the long term, I don't see United doing well for another 2-3 years. Like, by well, I mean winning trophies. We are not winning another for 2-3 years. Not even close. Um, we need to rely on Carrington. I think that is still a good functioning, entity within United. I think that's a good way to go about it. And we need to really, really work on man management, because I don't know what's happening, right? So um, those are the only ways. And learn to play football. Go back to the drawing board. Learn to play football. Don't try to be sneaky and smart and over smart and all of that. Just be like, I want to play football, good football, and that's all I want to do, right? So that's what I personally feel about Manchester United. That was Polkeball. Any more questions? I would love to see. Naman is like, yo, hi Naman. Kunal Kishore is like, I remember this quote from Sir Alex: Man City above Man United, not in my lifetime. Yeah, nobody expected it. To be fair, even he kind of didn't expect, oil money and corruption to be so upfront. Like, you can always say, United and referees and this and that. But with Manchester City, it is like straight up scams, right? Like, straight up scams. Like, you have like those 115 charges and the Premier League, and these people are mupe, they are saying ki we will sue you if you sue us. Like, straight up, like, and the Premier League has been sold long back, वो बहुत पहले बिक चुके थे. So there's nothing new about it. But yeah, Man City deserved the success, but also there is that caveat that nobody expected it to be such a insane takeover. And City also got lucky that everyone else around them was shitting the bed when they were in their prime. Let's be frank. That's the whole thing. Eric is like, ANA is extorting money from YouTubers. I think YouTubers should stop using content that costs money. I'm being very frank. भाड़ में गया ना ANI, काय को आपको फर्क पड़ता है? Why should we care about ANI? If they don't want you to use some content, don't use their content. ठीक है, उतना चलता है अपने को. So that's my whole thing, right? Rick Enrique is like, bro, kindly make a video on how to handle manager who's continuously micromanaging. Due to this, my well-being sacrifice. Any suggestions how to handle stress? Don't get stressed, Rick. I would say uh, micromanaging bosses don't change. I'll make a video on this, but I personally feel you should leave. My advice is always to people that leave the team. because the boss is never going to change. Have a conversation with him कि भाई इतना micromanage मत कर. And if they say, oh, I don't trust you, then be like, okay, what do you need from me to trust me again? You need to trust me. We can't work just like that, where you keep micromanaging me. You have to be very honest that I'm not able to be creative. I'm not able to do my actual work because I am, being micromanaged. And don't say micromanage, like give me a little bit of breathing space. Have a heart to heart with him or her. If it's not working out, then you have to make a move, na? As simple as that. It's nothing उतना बड़ा कुछ है नहीं इसमें. See, honestly, if you get a bad boss, it's over. मतलब उसमें आपका नहीं है, unfortunately. You don't have, you know, that much in your control. That's my whole thing. Naman is like, belated happy birthday. Thank you so much, Naman. कितने साल के हो गए? I crossed 30, so I think I'll just keep it to that. So yeah. Harsh Tomar is like, I don't know why Garnacho was not given enough minutes in the final, even though he played well in the rest of the matches in the Europa League. I agree too. I think it was a massive mistake from Amorim. In fact, if you remember, the last kick of the game was that old man Casemiro trying to do a bicycle kick, and the young man Garnacho also trying to do a bicycle kick. They both tried to do a bicycle kick in the 97th minute of the Europa League. We were playing long balls, and Garnacho, see, the thing is, I think he must have pissed off people here. He must have pissed off people. Garnacho को मतलब performance के basis पे नहीं, personality के basis से he was kept out. You know, that's what I personally think. So that's the whole thing. And yeah, that's all I'll say. I think everyone knew Garnacho was on his way out. He must have pissed off a lot of people, and that was there was no footballing reason to keep him out. And that is where I question Ruben Amorim, right? Where I personally feel where is his judgment and where is his coaching? I haven't seen good man management from him. I haven't seen any coaching from him. So I'm like, bro, these are your two jobs. Everything else United is taking care of. What are you doing? So I'll give him a benefit of the doubt. Let's see what he does. But I personally like Garnacho. Is he a finisher? Of course not. He's not a finisher. He's a winger. The problem is someone has told him he can finish. So he tries to play like a second striker. He's not. He's a fucking winger. That's the challenge, right? The fact that we are dependent on Garnacho to score shows how it's Højlund has failed. Yeah, Højlund has caused Garnacho's exit. Let me tell you right now, Rasmus Højlund has caused the exit of Garnacho. Garnacho's also caused the exit of Garnacho. Rick Enrique is like, just joined 6 months ago, can't leave now. That's the issue. At least wait for 1 year to get eligible for team change. Then wait for 6 more months. What can I say? तेरे पास ही क्वेश्चन है, तेरे पास ही आंसर है. Then talk to the Sydney manager. You're saying my India manager is operational and Sydney manager functional. Okay. My Sydney manager is doing micromanagement. He's picking up small issues, highlighting it in big manner. So talk to him. And if you can't leave, then you can't leave. Make your life simple. रोना धोना नहीं है. या तो निकल जाओ या तो बात करो उनसे कि भाई खड़े हो जाओ उनके सामने, ये ऐसे बात नहीं चलेगा आपसे. आप थोड़ा अच्छे से बात करो, मेरे को काम करने को नहीं हो रहा है. क्या करेगा वो? तेरे को जॉब से निकाल देगा क्या? आई एम आस्किंग यू. Otherwise, keep suffering. I'm sorry, I'm going to be very blunt. Otherwise, keep suffering. You have to take some action. You have to approach these people, or you look outside for jobs. That's the thing. Right? Harsh Tomar is like, at least he made some impact for 20 minutes when he played. I agree. When Garnacho came on, suddenly I could see there was something. At least I could say something. So yeah, the fact that United is in a mess like this is very unique. I somewhere feel there is a bit of a curse which will be lifted soon. I mean, that's the way I see it, yeah, because I don't see any other way of United doing what it is doing. There is no logical way of explaining it, yeah. एक सीधा फुट दो pass string नहीं हो रहे लोगों से, you know. That's the thing. But anyway, that was Polke Ball on Manchester United and the 2024-2025 season. Like, comment, subscribe, and please join the Reddit channel. That I think we can discuss a lot of things over there. Yeah, and do suggest like new um, topics to talk about. on the Reddit channel. You can follow me on LinkedIn also. Every link is in the description. Cool. Thank you so much. And yeah, Rick Enrique, all the best. Harsh is like, to be honest, मुझे नहीं लगता कहाँ पर्सनालिटी इशू था Garnacho का. No, Garnacho has had a bad attitude even when he was in Atletico Madrid. He had a bad attitude when he first joined United also. Like if you read a bit about him, he's had attitude problems the day the day he joined. He's always had a bad attitude. You should read about it a little bit. And also the point is that he went in the post match press conference and said that कि मेरे को काय को नहीं लिया. Like, where does that entitlement come from? You're 21. Shut the fuck up. That is unprofessional, ना? So मतलब you are forcing things. तू hero बन रहा है. The fact that a 21-year-old can even dream of doing that to Manchester United shows that there is some huge mismanagement going on, right? That's my whole point. Anyway, cool. Thank you, folks.